So we'll hit W, which adds a subdivision surface modifier and turns on smooth shading here. And let's go ahead and bump it up to 3 for the view and all the way up to 5 for when it renders. Then we're going to hit Tab to go into edit mode. And I want this kind of ball of clay kind of thing here to be his body. So I'm going to select this top face here, and I'm going to hit Shift E, which does an inset. And then I'll select that face. I'm going to hit E to extrude, and grab it up to about there, and E to extrude again, S to scale it out, E to extrude it up like that. Then I'm going to select this face down here and hit Shift E to do another inset. And this is going to be the base of his arm. I'm going to grab that face right there, hit G to grab it and move it up to about right there. Then I'm going to hit 1 to go into front view. And I'm going to hit E to extrude. I'm going to scale that a little bit. E to extrude again, scale it up, E, E, scale it down, E, E, scale a little bit, E, E, scale it down. This is going to be the base of his wrist. E to extrude that out to about there. And this is going to be his hand. Then I'll rotate around here and I'll hit S to scale, but then I'm going to click my middle mouse button down to constrain it along the Y-axis. And that's just going to be his basic little simple hand there. From here on out, I would like to be able to only have to model this half side of the guy and have those effects automatically happen on the other side. And to do that, what I'm going to need to do is add a mirror modifier. But I need to do a little cleanup work before I can add the mirror modifier and have things work out. So what I'm going to do is I need to split him in half exactly down the center. So I'm going to press 1 to go into front view. I'm going to press Shift W, which brings up my edge loop cut and slide. And you'll see I haven't clicked anything yet, but I've gone into the mode of it here, and as I move my mouse around, it's letting me choose which area I want to make the cut, and I want it to go directly vertically up and down like that. So once it's there, I'm going to click, and then once you click, you can slide to control even more where you want it to go, but I want it to be right down the center, so I'm going to click again. And then I want to go into vertex select, so I'm going to press Shift and scroll my middle mouse button down. And I'm going to press Z, which puts me into wireframe mode, and B to do a box select. And I'm going to select all of the points to the left of this white line here, because I want to be able to delete them all. So I'm going to hit X to delete, and that brings up my menu, which lets me select which type of thing that I want to delete. I'll select vertices. And so if I hit Z to go back into solid view, you'll see now we have exactly half of a guy. Now I want to go ahead and add the mirror modifier. So I'm going to go to Add Modifier and choose Mirror. Currently, you'll see that the mirror modifier is positioned under the subdivision surface modifier. And I'm not going to get exactly into why right now, but I want the mirror modifier to be above that. So I'm going to click this arrow, which shoves this modifier up below the subdivision surface modifier. And it's important to note in Blender, if things aren't acting like you thought maybe they should, it could have to do with the order in which your modifiers are applied to your object, because they work in a very logical way concerning the order of how they're on there. So if I hit Tab to go into edit mode, if I hit G to grab this point here where his face would be, you see it splits wide open. I don't want it to be able to do that. So I'm going to hit Control Z to undo. And the way we stop it from doing that is by hitting clipping. And when we have clipping selected, then we hit G, you'll see that it's not coming apart anymore. But there's times when we want to turn that on and off to do various kinds of things. I'm going to shift scroll up to do edge select and grab that there and shift select that, then hit S to scale, then middle mouse to constrain it to where it's scaling like that. Then I'm going to press space to do face selection. And I'm going to scale that too. I'm going to hit S and hold middle mouse constrain and scale it in that way. Then I'm going to hit E to extrude. E to extrude again, and I'm going to scale it and constrain it like that, then E to extrude again and scale it to where that comes in like that. Now I'm going to select this face here, and I'm going to do Shift E to do an inset. Now what I want is for this edge right here to come a bit down here. Now I could hit G to grab it and move it, but that wouldn't be as precise as I want. There's a way to get each edge and each vertex point to move along the lines they're already connected to if you need them to, and that's by doing a edge slide or a vertex slide, which is the same key. So if I hit Control Z and I hit GG instead of just G, you'll see this edge follows these previous lines here, and that comes super in handy. I'm going to move that down, and then I'm going to grab that edge and hit GG for it because I want it to move down there too. And that's pretty good. Now I'm going to hit space to go into face selection and grab that there. I'm going to hit 1 to go into front view. I'm going to hit E to extrude, and you'll see that leg coming out there. Pretty cool. I'm going to hit R to rotate, hold Control to constrain it so I can get it basically flat there. Then G to grab a little bit. And this is a time you want to be able to turn clipping on and off, because as you see, when I grab that and move it towards, it starts suctioning to that leg. And I definitely don't want to do that while I'm editing these legs. So while I'm editing these legs, I'm going to click clipping off, and I'll rotate that a little bit more, and I'll press S to scale that, and E to extrude, and I'll scale that a little bit more. I'm going to make a knee here, extrude that, scale out where his calf would be, extrude that, scale that down, and then extrude one more time, E to extrude, for the base of the foot. So I'll select that there and hit E to extrude, and I'll press S to scale and bring that out a little bit like that while constraining it to that x-axis. E to extrude again, scale it in like that. And then I'm just going to select these two top faces here and S to scale and constrain them in, bring them that way. Hit G to grab, bring them a little flatter. Then I'm going to select these, Shift select all these faces down here and hit E to extrude one more time. And now we've got a basic little kind of boot thing going on there, which is pretty cool. So I don't want to get too advanced on this first go around, but that's some basic modeling workflow in Blender.